So we've already just seen it in the video, and we've heard that she is completely convinced that Baden-Württemberg and Stuttgart are the perfect place for the ICE conference. Our next speaker, she's from a small city here in Baden-Württemberg, but studied and worked in different countries across Europe and Germany, but she came back to her hometown, to Balingen, and was elected by direct mandate into the state parliament. 2 years ago, she was appointed Minister of Economic Affairs, Housing and Labour of the state of Baden-Württemberg. So please give a very warm welcome to Dr. Nicole Hoffmeister-Kraut.
I would like to warmly welcome you here in the new castle, the representative center at the heart of our state capital. We are very pleased to be this year's state hosting your prestigious conference. The topic of your conference, the era of connectedness, the future of technology, engineering, innovation in a digital society, was very well chosen and draws attention to a paradox. On one hand, in this digital age we are living in, the level of international economic connectedness and interdependence is continually increasing. And on the other hand, we are seeing a global trend towards nationalism and isolationism, of which the President of the United States is the most prominent and loudest example. And I think that the current tensions between the USA and its Western allies are not least connected to this interrelationship, which Professor Sussman, who is here today as a guest, already accurately described in the 1980s. At a time in the 1980s when everyone else believed that an economy's level of modernity could be measured by the share of economic value added provided by services. You, Professor Sussman, wrote a book with the title Manufacturing Matters, the myth of the post-industrial economy. In your book, you warned against replacing manufacturing by a services economy. Your position was that high-tech services are inseparably linked to controlling the production of goods. Lose manufacturing and you will lose your competitive edge, high-tech capabilities as well as much else. That was what you posited at the time. History has proven that you were right. And today, Donald Trump's policies can also be understood as an attempt to bring back America's old industries. I believe that his approach is wrong, but I can entirely understand his wish to re-industrialize his country. Because the success story and the economic strength of our state, Baden-Württemberg, proves a strong industrial sector is and remains a fundamental guarantee of prosperity and progress. Out of the economic statistic figures for our state, 2 are significant. In Baden-Württemberg, the value added by industry as a percentage of aggregate value added is 33%, an extraordinarily high figure. And in recent years, this percentage has not decreased, as happened in most other comparative countries looked at in the study. Instead, the figure has rather tended to increase. The second figure relates to the research and development intensity, in other words, to the expenditure on R&D relative to the nominal GDP. For Baden-Württemberg, this figure is 4.9%. That is by far the highest percentage in all of Germany, and also internationally, it comes out on top. In our state, a large part of expenditure on R&D, which of course also feeds into software and services, is funded by industry. As a consequence of this, The economic developments in our innovative state of Baden-Württemberg are positive. Our technologies and products are in great demand, and internationally we are present in all important markets. This has been demonstrated for years by a consistently solid growth, an export rate for manufacturing of 55%, and an employment rate which verges on an employment miracle. In May this year, our unemployment rate was 3.1%. This makes it very tempting to just say, keep going. And yet, for us, a simple keep going, or even to rest on the laurels of our previous successes, isn't an option. Because far-reaching transformation processes are already underway in industry and society, processes which are also the focus of your conference. First, the increasing individualization of customer preferences requires an ever-increasing range of variations, culminating in products manufactured to the customer's specifications in batch sizes of 1. Second, a fundamentally new understanding of mobility, which no longer only revolves around a single exclusive means of transport, but instead consists of an intelligent combination of different vehicles and means of travel. And third, an environmental awareness, which is becoming more and more firmly established in society, represent a further challenge for our economy, not least for the automotive industry. And I'm convinced that the digitization of manufacturing systems and products is the right approach to transform these challenges into opportunities. And the most recent advances, for example, the comprehensive digital integration of production processes, or the harvesting of big data and the interpretation of this data using artificial intelligence, make it abundantly clear that we are already in the middle of the fourth industrial revolution. The strong industrial base in Baden-Württemberg is not only the result of the dynamic growth of the automotive industry. A global hub for industry suppliers has developed alongside the automotive industry. And I'm glad to be able to say, here in Baden-Württemberg beats the heart of the German machinery and plant engineering industry. And it's complemented by a highly innovative electrical engineering industry and by world-leading suppliers of business software. All the core competences to make the future of production, Industry 4.0, a reality are therefore present in our state. Already today, many companies in Baden-Württemberg work intensely at promoting digital interconnection of value chains. 1/3 of all best practice projects shown in the map of the National Platform Industry 4.0 are located in Baden-Württemberg. In Germany, the cradle of Industry 4.0, this makes us the leading region. Our pioneering companies are already demonstrating what's possible today when you intelligently and seamlessly connect processes. Trumpf and Festo, both of which will be presented to you in more detail afterwards, are two excellent examples of this. However, the digitization of production processes will only be able to fully develop its potential if all the links in the value chain are connected consistently and comprehensively. My goal on the path to the manufacturing of the future is to take all companies with us, in particular the small and medium-sized companies across our state. Highly specialized and internationally operating medium-sized companies are a hallmark of Baden-Württemberg, and that should continue to be the case in future as well. So what is our contribution? In our Alliance Industry 4.0, we have therefore brought together all central state authorities, companies, research institutions, and cluster organizations to create a close cooperation between all players. The results of our activities are convincing. Today, if you ask our machinery and plant manufacturers, you can be sure that you will be offered intelligent systems for highly flexible, consistently digitized production. And these systems will be optimized to suit your very specific circumstances. Dear ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow's mobility will also be focusing on customers' personal needs and preferences. Today, the answers to many questions are still unknown. Will we still be driving cars ourselves in the future? Or will everyone with a car soon also have an electronic chauffeur awaiting them at home? Will we even want to own a car? Or will we soon depend only on self-driving robotic cars, which we can order via app when we need them? And finally, what will it mean to be traveling in an interconnected world of transportation? A world in which vehicles and infrastructure are constantly communicating with one another. Will this mean that accidents and traffic jams could at some point be a thing of the past? In addition to the major objective of emission-free driving, it's especially by issues such as interconnectivity, autonomous driving, and the sharing economy that the car and the automotive industry as a whole are currently being reinvented. I do not think that I need to explain to anyone here that these developments I've just mentioned particularly affect us here in Baden-Württemberg, in the middle of the land of cars. You will probably not find more knowledge and expertise on all matters to do with automotive vehicles in such a confined area anywhere else in the world than you will find here in southwest Germany. Together, we are in the process of shaping the transformation process, which will lead us into a new digital age, into an age of sustainable and intelligent mobility. My ministry has launched a whole package of measures aimed at strengthening the innovative capability of small and medium-sized companies in this process. This will allow us to create the conditions for Baden-Württemberg to continue to be the premium location for individual mobility, even in the digital age. Dear ladies and gentlemen, digitization doesn't stop at national borders. It enables global cooperation even more. I would like to invite all of you to work together with companies and research institutes in Baden-Württemberg to create intelligent solutions, new services, and new business models. You will already have an opportunity to do so at this ICE conference here in Stuttgart. And I would like to thank BWCon and Constance University of Applied Sciences for organizing this conference. And I would like to wish you a few inspiring and stimulating days here in the innovative state of Baden-Württemberg. A warm welcome also from my side.
So we were so warmly welcomed by you more than a year ago. You supported us very strongly in preparing for this event and now hosting us tonight here. So we thought a heart with our logo and reminds you of the conference. And if you don't like the conference, just eat it. So that's the... I heard it tastes very well.
I like the conference and I will eat it. So I wish you all very interesting days here in the heart of the automotive industry. In Baden-Württemberg, we have a lot of challenges, but I think we have much more opportunities.
Thank you very much.